look over at Rab, the honey trap, the muscly shoulder to cry on, the government informer, the spy, the liar. Rab: I'm sorry. They made me do it. Me: not half as sorry as I am. They made me do it. That's nice. Rab: I wanted to tell you, I jump back to Channel 1. No interest in rehashing that stuff. I suppose you have to admire the guy for trying. What does he want? Is there something else he can get out of me? Or does he really want to make amends to, get back together? I look away, which takes a little doing, since he's nice to look at, but it's so over. Poor Donna, deceived by a dude, all alone in a box of bros, working for the man. My mind turns again to the gender politics of this race to secure the nukes. I'm thinking how all up and down the line the guys running this show, not to mention the Reconstruction Committee, are, guys. I used to think I was a feminist. I was all girl power and stuff. Figured that if I didn't take any shit, that pretty much counted as, my contribution to society. But when I look back and examine my actions, I was mostly going with the flow. A lot of the time when I thought I was being awesome and equal, I was just making token resistance, a sort of Aunt Thomasina. I look around the cabin, full of broken noses and swollen knuckles, and I think, maybe men and women are individual, but symbiotic species. I mean, what if back in the primordial soup, before sexual reproduction, everything was just fine? And then that Y chromosome snuck in and made half the population brutal and slutty. But how to even up the score? How to be a real feminist, post-apocalyptically speaking? The chopper makes a hard right toward Central Park, the cabin tilting, the squatty next to me practically crushing me. Sorry, miss, he says, but he cops a feel as he slides back down the bench. For the past few years of my life, this has been the deal. A lot of people with dicks and guns doing whatever they like. Life back at Washington Square, our tribe's home, had been, again theoretically, more fair. I mean, there's nothing like the end of civilization for a reboot of society, but even there, it was a bro running the show. I loved Washington as much as anybody else, but still, sometimes I think a girl like me might have run things better. Know what I'm saying? The helicopter backs and hovers, whipping up dirt and chaff from the ground through the cold air, and the SAS guys give their kit one last check. All their nylon war fetish gear, their matte black knives and carabiners and nylon loops and snub automatics. Maybe this is how it works. Maybe the road to equality is not paved with good intentions and laid on a foundation of law and gradual social change. Maybe it's seized at gunpoint. The helicopter sets down as light as can be, the rotors flattening the tall brown grass outward into an undulating crop circle. Out pour the commandos, 10 from each of the 2 troop choppers, plus myself, my gigantic minder Titch, and my lying sack of shit ex-briefly boyfriend Rab. A third helicopter, a giant number with 2 rotors, disgorges its cargo like big rectangular poops and heads back to the east, where the carrier group is waiting in the Long Island Sound. The moon is only a semicircular gouge of light, so the world is dark gray, with the lumps of granite and shaggy outlines of trees giving way to blocky rectangles of apartment buildings shouldering over the park walls in the distance. I know who lives there. Uptown. The helicopter has given away the game. By now, everybody above 59th Street has probably seen us and realized that, contrary to what they thought, the rest of the world is not mired in a post-apocalyptic goat fuck like they are. I can't imagine they're taking it in stride. They will be awakening with a jolt from a nightmare into a world of infinite possibilities.